Hello friends, it's Tanya with Sweet Tea Stampin' Spot. I am coming to you for a Let's Do Lunch today, and yes, I have a hoarse throat, so I am struggling to talk, so I'm hoping to get through this whole video without having to stop. But it is the 16th of December, which means we are 9 days away from Christmas. I hope you're ready. I'm getting there. We're definitely getting there. You know, thank goodness for Amazon. That's all I have to say. But let me get my computer up in front of me going, and I think I found myself, so that means I'm live and I'm in the right spot, hopefully. And if you're popping on to watch me live, let me know you're watching. Just give me a shout out or a like or something, and I should be able to see that. If you're watching a replay or watching on the YouTube, because I do upload these to my YouTube channel, which is just Tanya Reed, let me know you're watching. I love to get feedback and see who's watching. So hopefully you're having a great week. Again, we're down to 9 days before Christmas, and you know, you feel that holiday crunch. So today I wanted to share with you another gift card holder. I've been doing some cleaning and purging here in the studio, getting ready. Hello, I see. Hi, Tracy. Thank you for watching tonight. Or tonight. It's not even nighttime. It's noon. It's far from nighttime. I should feel like I'm in nighttime, but it's not. It's noon. Maybe you're watching at night. So, but I know Tracy's not. She's watching right now. So, working on your portfolio. Very nice. Very good use of time in your office. Hi, Candy. Hopefully you did okay last night. I know I saw you were in some of those storms last night out in Iowa, so hopefully you all weathered well with those storms and got through them, and I'm sure it's probably the weather has changed out there. So, but I want to get started, like I said, doing some cleaning and purging in the studio, getting ready to just preemptively cleaning and purging before I start thinking about the move downstairs to the new studio whenever that happens, hopefully in January. Fingers crossed. But I came across a really cute gift card holder that I had done a while back, and I decided I'm going to recreate it with current products. So that's what I'm going to do today. And, you know, last minute gift giving ideas. I know, like, we just sent in teacher gifts today and bus driver gifts. They still have one more day of school, my boys do, but gave them stuff to take into their teachers today so we didn't have to do everything tomorrow. So I'm going to share that with you, and just a reminder that I do have a December host code open, so I'll show you that as well. If you are thinking about placing an order, of course, it's probably too late to get it in time for Christmas at this point. But you know, you could do some holiday shopping for yourself and get it after the holidays, and maybe do some crafting over if you have a holiday break. So hello, I see a few more people popping on. So thank you for joining. Again, I'm fighting a little bit of something in my throat, and I feel okay. I've got no fever. I mean, I don't feel 100%, but I feel okay. And but I keep getting that frog in my throat, or hoarse throat, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to try and get through this video today. So thank you for bearing with me. And let's see. All right, I'm going to flip the phone down now, and let's get started on our project. Hopefully, if you're not doing some crafting right now, you're doing something relaxing. Maybe you're having lunch. Maybe you're just hanging out. But if you are crafting right now, please let us know what you're doing, because we love to see what other people are doing. All right, let me adjust some lighting here. Not right in my face, though. Hold on just a second, and we'll flip around. Looks like a green screen, but yep, so here we are down on my desktop, and a couple things to show you. Like I said, I came across this old gift card holder that I had done several seasons ago, and I thought I would recreate it today on our Facebook Live for Let's Do Lunch. And of course, you might be watching the YouTube video afterwards. So yes, I'm going to go over this, and we're going to be using, instead of these gold stripe bags that I used to have, or Stampin' Up used to sell, we'll be using the Ombre Bags. So I'll go through that in just a moment. All right, so if you do want to place an order, of course, you can go to tanyareed.stampinup.net, and my host code that's open through the entire month of December is W9ZWA A6UH. So that host code is going to be open all the way through the month of December. So that's a quick way to add it to a workshop if you don't have a very large order. But if you have a large order, then just use your own, just put in your own order and get your host benefits there with just a regular order. All right. So let's see here. So this, like I said, was something I came across during some cleaning this past week. And it is one of the old gift bags that had the striping. And this is a pocket that you would put the gift card in here. And then back here, there's a place to do a little note. So you're using the bag partly folded up. So let me show you how I did that. And then I'm going to use some current products to embellish it and decorate it and stamp. So these are the Ombre bags. These can be found in our regular annual catalog. They're on page 137. They're number 2 right here. They come in, they're only $6 and you get 20 bags. So it's really a great bargain there. So 20 bags, you get 5 different colors and you get 4 of each of those. They are food safe. So again, they're on page 137 of the regular annual catalog. So it's in this list number 2. So they come in the current, well, the newest in colors, which are going to be around for another year and a half. So there's Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, and Polished Pink. So it's a nice rainbow of colors. Of course, at the holidays, I might want to stick with the 2 greens, the Succulent and the Evergreen. And that's probably what I'm going to do today. If you have a preference, throw it in the comments. If you prefer I use the Evergreen, put that in at Evening Evergreen, or Soft Succulent, let me know which one you prefer and I'll see what happens if anybody has a preference. I have done some bags with it's not a gift card holder, but I did another treat bag and I'll grab that in a second and show you that at the end using these bags. And I used all 5 of the colors. Well, I used 4 of the 5. I did not use the Pale Papaya. I used the Polished Pink and Fresh Freesia, and then Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen on those. So I did those for my teamies. My teammates that went to On Stage virtually back in November. So I'll show you that in just a moment. All right, so I don't see anybody commenting yet, but maybe my comments are going to catch up. So let me make sure. If anybody has a preference, Soft Succulent or Evening Evergreen, I'm going to pull both of them out. And like I said, they're a nice size little gift bag, treat bag, and they are food safe, and they've got the ombre effect there. So it's really, they're really nice bags. And for $6 you get 20. It's a really great deal. While y'all are choosing that, I'm going to start on my stamping part, and I know I'm keep moving things around, and I'm very sorry. I'm shifting all my things, so hopefully it doesn't look too crooked. I see on my screen it is a little crooked. So for stamping wise, I'm going to be using the Poinsettia Petals, and I've already pre-cut out a bunch of the pieces from the die set. So of course, this die set is amazing. It's got so many pieces and parts. I've got even a few of them already pulled out of there. So some of the pieces die cut, and then some of them do embossing, and then some do both. So I've already got a bunch of pieces pulled out from the set, but there's 18 pieces total in this. And then the coordinating stamp set is the Poinsettia Petals, which of course is not a new one. It's in our regular annual catalog right now. You can find it on page 92 of the annual catalog. It's right down here. And it's a nice photopolymer stamp set that has 18 stamps in it as well. Got some nice greetings and of course lots of nice stamping elements for using on your holiday projects. And I've done these poinsettia with the dies and with stamping, a combination of both. Oh, what was the choice again? The choice was, see your question, for the ombre bag, do you think I should use the Evening Evergreen or the Soft Succulent? Which color do you think I should use? And I can make either of them work. So I was just looking for someone to give me their opinion. But these are really nice stamp set and dies. You can no longer get them as a bundle. You have to buy them independently. You know, when they first launch a bundle, they will give you a bundle discount for buying both parts. But once carries into a different catalog, they usually take away that bundle discount. So if you have a bundle in mind that's currently got a bundle discount price, you know, buy it before it gets pushed into individual pieces. So, but again, the stamp set's on page 92, and then you can find these dies on page 165 of the annual catalog. So again, both of those pieces, the stamp set and the dies, are in the annual catalog. Okay? All right, 1 vote for soft succulent, and if I don't see anything before I finish stamping, then that's what we'll go with. Tracy will get to pick the color bag. All right, so I am going to stamp. As you can see, there's several, see if you can see, poinsettia flowers in the stamp set. There's large, medium, and small, and these all kind of build together. This one is a little bit different. It has some different shape to it. And but these 3 kind of, you can layer together. I'm just going to do one of them. I'm going to do the small one because it is kind of a smaller piece of base when we put this together. So I'm going to use the smallest one here. So I'm going to grab that off of my set and throw it on a block. And so far, soft succulent is the color for the bag. The other choice is Evening Evergreen if you have an opinion. All right, and I'm going to grab some basic white cardstock, and I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler as my poinsettia color. I would use Real Red, but I feel like the Cherry Cobbler looks a little bit nicer with in my opinion, with these 2 greens. So, all right. I'm just going to stamp that there. And then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella pen, and I am going to just go ahead and color in, and that's going to cause this Cherry Cobbler to kind of bleed a little bit on these petals. I guess they're called petals, right? The petals of the poinsettia. And also, simultaneously, give me a little bit of shimmer. All right, Tracy loves the Cherry Cobbler color, but not so much the Cherry Cobbler food. You prefer apple. Okay, my favorite cobbler is actually peach cobbler. That's my fave. But I'll eat pretty much any cobbler. I am open to any cobbler. So, and I just remembered I needed to stamp 2 of these, and I just did not do that because I want to layer them together. All right, so let me grab that stamp again. Still got the ink pad out, so we'll just stamp that right here, right below. Same thing, just gonna use my Wink of Stella, so it kind of pulls a little bit of that color into the leaves / petals of the poinsettia and adds a little shimmer and shine. I don't know if you can see the shimmer and shine, but it really, you can see it in person, that's for sure. Hopefully you could, yeah, I think you might could see it on the, when I zoomed in there. Yes, so I had a Zoom last night with my team and a new guest, and there wasn't many of us on there. I think people are just so busy right now, but we did a Zoom and just did some creating and crafting together and chatted, and I probably talked too much and didn't help my voice at all for today, but you know, it's good to visit and create at the same time. We had fun, I think. Tracy was on there. All right, so I got those colors. I'm gonna let that sit there. Nobody else voted on a color, I don't think, of the bag, so I'm gonna go with soft succulent. All right, before I do that, I'm going to stamp my greeting, and I've pre-cut out a piece of basic white, and this is with a die from Stitch So Sweetly. And then I've coincidentally picked out soft succulent to go on the frame of that. And from the stamp set, I like the greeting that says, "May magic and wonder bloom this season." So that's the one I'm going to use on this label. And I'm just going to stamp it in the cherry cobbler as well. Okay. There we go. So we'll set that aside for the time being. And let's see what's next. All right, let's bring the bag back in. I am going to close my ink pad because earlier I was stamping some stuff and laid some white cardstock in my evening evergreen ink pad. So I'm going to close it so I don't make that mistake again. All right, I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and use my scoring blade, which of course, as you know, is the lighter color gray. And I'm going to score this at 2 3/4 from the bottom edge. So 2 3/4. And these bags are not like cardstock, so you don't want to press too hard. You just want to make a light crease there, like that. So hopefully you can see that. I can see it. So I did that at 2 3/4. And I'm just going to fold that up. Like that. I'll use my bone folder a little bit, and then we're going to grab some tear and tape, and on either side here we're going to add the tear and tape. And of course, if you don't have some of this, maybe you could use some glue dots or a strong like Stampin' Seal Plus. That will work as well. Stampin' Seal will hold, but probably not quite as nicely as the Stampin' Seal Plus or the tear and tape. So when you're doing like a 3D or gift packaging, I would tend to go with the heavy duty adhesive like tear and tape. All right. So that's created my 2 pockets, one there for the gift card, and then my note's going to go inside there. So got that and that. Next thing we're going to do is bring in the pieces that are going to go inside, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp something from the stamp set. There is kind of a little branch right there, and I think that's what I'm going to put on the inside. And I'm going to do it in the same color, cherry cobbler. Stick them with the same color ink. Maybe grab a different block. Actually, I'll just have to reuse one I have, so give me just a second to switch. And I'm just going to stamp this on the white. Now this white square is the one that's going to go on the inside, and it is 3 by 4. And then I've layered a piece of cherry cobbler that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that's going to fit inside this pocket right there. All right, so a little cherry cobbler. And I'm just going to stamp it kind of in the bottom corner. I am not going to stamp any greeting in here because I want to save this space for my note to whoever is receiving this gift. And then I am going to pull in my Stella again and then just touch up those little berries. And again, that'll kind of pull the color and add some shimmer. Super easy. All right, so that's going to be a layer on the inside. And then I do need to cut out the poinsettia that I stamped and colored in. So I brought over my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Again, loving this thing. Didn't think I needed it, and now I use it all the time. This would be a great gift to yourself. If you don't have one of these for the holidays, or if you don't have one of these, give this to yourself at the holidays. And let me find my dies. Where did I put them? I put them behind me, but I need them near me. So let me grab those. So this is the smallest poinsettia, and I'm not gonna send it through. I actually have washi tape on this, and I have the centerpiece in there, which is the part that will just emboss. But I just want to cut out the poinsettia. I don't want to emboss it right now. So, all right. So the way I remember, there's definitely one piece, one of the petals that has a very significant notch, and that helps me line it up here. And I am going to grab my Post-it note to keep it in place and run this through. And I know it's going to shake a little bit, and I'm sorry, so just hang tight. And then I got to do the second one. Usually I do pre-cut and color things, but you know, every chance I can show you something, I want to show you what I do. So showing you the way I'm using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And a simple die cut after I've stamped and colored the poinsettia. Sometimes if you don't line up the plates very well, and I want to make sure it won't feed through, so you have to make sure it's lined up really well. And then of course I messed up my Post-it, so I want to make sure that's lined up again before I send it back through for the second one. There we go. That should go. All right. And we're done with, I think, all the stamping. Most of it now is going to be assembling the parts and pieces that we've just put together. Move this out of the way. Okay. So, like I said, this die set comes with so many pieces. So there's like 18 pieces. They have small leaves and large leaves. There's little teeny baby poinsettia petals. There's little embellishments, and I've cut out some gold shimmer paper. I've done different size leaves because I wasn't sure which color we were going to go with. So we're just going to put it all together now on our thing. And we're going to put on here, I'm going to use, since I went with the soft succulent bag, I am going to use the Evening Evergreen ribbon. This is an open weave ribbon. And I'm just going to tie around and do a knot. I'm not going to do a bow. And I'm going to put it, if you notice, there is a seam, because that's, of course, the back side of the bag there. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. I'm going to try and put the ribbon around that part. So it kind of camouflages that a little bit. I'm just going to do a double knot there. Like that. Okay. I'll trim all this up in a minute. I'm going to take my greeting that's going to go on the front and layer that together. I'll just use some Tombow glue. And I'm just going to play around with where I want these things to go, because I have to fit, of course, my poinsettia on there. And I'm going to layer those together. Those I'm going to put together with a couple of glue dots. And then I will use a dimensional to adhere it to the project. So I'm just going to offset those a little bit. And then I'm going to use my bone folder and give them a little curl so they have some extra texture there. Then this is one of the elements that is cut out also of the gold glimmer. And I'm going to put that right in the center of the poinsettia. And I pre-cut that out before. But it's still the same set of dies. Oh, you probably could catch up when you see the end. So I'm just using everything from the poinsettia dies and stamp set so far. I think I'm going to pull this down just a bit. And I'm going to push this little ribbon over a bit. So I want my poinsettia to go right there. And I need to figure out I've got some of these pieces. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there, down below. And maybe a dark green, since I've got a lot of the succulent there. I'll do another dark green leaf over here, like that. All right, so we're just kind of piecing it together. I'm just putting a little bit of my Stampin' Seal there first, tucking that behind my poinsettia, and then on the bigger one, same thing. And then I will reinforce it with some dimensionals when I go to put it on the project. All right, and then on the back of my label where the greeting's at, I'm gonna put that little sprig, and again, that's from the poinsettia dies. So just take a few colors and crank out a bunch of pieces and parts from the dies, and then you can just build all the things on top, and it will come out looking awesome, hopefully. All right, let's finish this up. Then I do want to use on the inside piece, I'm going to go ahead and layer these two pieces together with my Tombow glue. Again, this is 2 by, ooh, that rolled right through there. Let's put that on later. 3 by 4, and then 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 for this cherry cobbler layer. And then I'm going to layer a couple of these together. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do a couple or just one? I'm thinking about that. Let me think about that. I think I will lay them together. So I'm going to use some glue dots to layer them together. And I don't want to use dimensionals on the inside because I don't want it to be too puffy. So I will strictly use glue dots on these, the ones that are going to go on the inside. And I'm not going to fluff them up much either. So then I'll use a couple glue dots on the back of that one. So again, my advice would be, if you're going to do these, do a couple at one time, so you're just kind of cranking out a bunch of them, not just one. So that's going to go on the inside, and then let's finish up this part. So I've got some leftover pieces, so I could easily use the Evergreen, bag and do the opposite colors. Flip anything that's soft succulent with Evergreen and vice versa. So I'm going to take on the back of this and do some dimensionals. Finishing up one sheet here. And then I've got some baby sheets that I found again while I was cleaning this week to use up. Leftover paper pumpkin parts, I'm sure, or kits. All right. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. I've decided I want to center this on the greeting. And I'm not so worried about the seam of the bag. It's going to be so hidden by all the things on my project that no one will even notice. Okay. Now, one other thing I'm going to do is they have this really fun gold shimmery ribbon that is part of the mini catalog. And whoopsie, that did not mean to happen. I'm going to take a little snippet of that. Just dump my whole thing out. A little snippet of that and add that to my knot just to add a little extra blingy bling, shimmer and shine. Just knot that around the knot. And then I'll trim those both up in a moment. And then let's get our poinsettia on there. And I think it's going to go up here like this. Yep, okay. Do a couple dimensionals on the back of that. Like so. Trying not to cover up the words, but I did a little bit. Let's see if I can reposition that so I don't cover up the letters of the greeting, but also not ripping it. Okay. Fortunately, I hadn't stuck it down yet. I like it this way. I gotta make sure it doesn't. All right, well, we're just gonna have to find the best way. There we go. There we go. And then let's trim up the long pieces of ribbon. Maybe a little bit more on this side. All right. And then I think I am going to do a little bit of Wink of Stella on my poinsettia here. I don't really want to add like any bling inside there because I don't want it to be too bulky. Okay, and I probably could have done another sprig there, but that's good enough. So there we have it. This is going to slip right in here, and this is where you would write your message, and then your gift card's going to go in here. And then you could put this inside an envelope if you wanted to, or just give it as a nice gift directly to the person. Let me grab the other thing I told you about that I made with these same ombre gift bags. Pause just a moment. So this was another idea, but it wasn't for a gift card. It was for a little gift. And so we took the ombre gift bag and did the embossing with the wintry embossing folder. This one was only scored at 2 inches, so your pocket in the back is much deeper. And then we did some tea, and we used the little snowflakes and did some ribbon. So, yeah, so some fun ideas there, and I hope you are ready for the gift-giving season and gift-receiving season. And I hope these ideas are helpful for you, and hope you can use them in your crafting. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will be back again next Thursday, I believe it is, for a Let's Do Lunch. I believe it's Let's Do Lunch. No, I'm going to do Craft Together on Thursday night, the 23rd. So a couple days before Christmas, I'll be crafting Virtual Craft Together around 8:30 p.m. on the 23rd. Look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.